Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am Aisha Nadeem, your chemistry teacher from Muhammadi Girls Secondary School. I will take chemistry of class 9th in this session. Students, your midterm will be started from May 2021 and it ends up to November 2021. The duration of midterm is from May to November, inshallah. Students, you have to mention your copy properly on outer face sheet. You will write your name, class, subject with black marker. Then in inner face sheet, you will write your name, father name, class, subjects and other particulars. On the next page, you will make title of the midterm. Then on very next page, you will write the name of the chapter. And you will also write number of questions. There is no need to separate or bifurcate the descriptive and short question and answers. You will just write number of questions. Then you will start your work in copy. You will give proper headings. Your work should be neat and clean with good headings and with good handwriting, and draw the diagrams where necessary. Students, you should learn and revise your everyday work and complete your home task in your copy. As I said, as I shared that your first chapter is Introduction to Chemistry. Students, your introduction to chemistry is your first chapter, but before starting the lesson, I want to give some instructions to you. Take screenshots of all the slides which will be shared with you and keep your textbook, chemistry textbook with you. Now students, I want to give some other instructions to you that take a screenshot of all the slides which will be shared with you. First, I will share the objectives of this chapter. These are the objectives of our today's lesson. Objectives are understand the role of chemistry in society. Second, describe branches of chemistry. And the third one is explain importance of chemistry. These are the objectives of today's lesson. Understand the role of chemistry in society, describe branches of chemistry, and explain importance of chemistry. These are the objectives of today's lesson. Now students, comes to the topic, which is chemistry. If you look around you students, what things you see? You see your book, your pen, table, chair, computer, monitor, and other things. Air is also around you, but you cannot see it, just you can feel it. All these things are different. When you compare them with each other, then they have different structure, color, size, and shape. But one thing is common in all these things. What is this common thing? One thing is common, that all the things are made up of small pieces, very small pieces. These pieces are called particles. Even you are also made up of particles. Students, do you remember what is matter? In previous classes, you have already learned about the matter. Yes, you have. Remember? Do you remember? Yes, you are right. Anything which has shape and occupies space is called matter. What is the chemistry? Chemistry is all about matter. And what is the proper definition of chemistry? The definition is chemistry is on your screen. Chemistry is the branch of science that deals with the properties, composition, and structure of matter. Chemistry is that branch of science that deals with the properties, composition, and structure of matter. Or in other words, we can say chemistry also deals with the changes involved in the matter. It also deals with the principles governing the changes which matter may undergo. Chemistry also deals with the changes involved in the matter. It also deals with the principles governing the changes which matter undergo. These are the definitions of chemistry. Students, there are various branches of chemistry. You can see in the slide, these are different branches of chemistry. First one is Organic chemistry, this is the chemistry of hydrogen and carbon, and these are called the hydrocarbons. This is the chemistry of hydrocarbons. Second one is inorganic chemistry. This is the chemistry of different elements other than carbon and hydrogen. The third one is the analytical chemistry, in which you analyze different compounds and substance. The next one is biochemistry, the branch of chemistry which deals with the biological phenomena in the living bodies. And the next one is the physical chemistry, in which the laws and principles by which different chemical reactions occurs. And when the chemical reactions occurs, they follow some laws and principles. This branch of chemistry deals with these laws and principles. These are different branches of chemistry. In your textbook, there are several branches of chemistry are given, and you can see in the slide, these are the branches of chemistry which are given in your textbook in the mind map. You can see different branches: environmental chemistry. Second one is physical chemistry. This one is organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, polymeric chemistry, analytical chemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, and the nuclear chemistry. These are the different branches of chemistry. These are the main, there are so many branches of chemistry, but these are the main branches of chemistry which are given in your book, and we will share these branches one by one. These are the branches: environmental chemistry, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, polymeric chemistry, analytical chemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, and the nuclear chemistry. Now we will discuss these branches one by one, but take a screenshot of this slide. Now these are the branches of chemistry. What is physical chemistry? Yes? Physical chemistry, it is the branch of chemistry that deals with the laws and principles governing the combination of atoms and molecules in chemical reaction. Physical chemistry is that branch of chemistry that deals with the laws and the principles governing the combination of atoms and molecules in chemical reactions. Or you can say, when the atoms and molecules combine in any chemical reaction or any change occur to form some useful products, these changes are governed by some laws or principles. The branch of chemistry that deals with these laws and principles governing the combination of atom is called physical chemistry. So we can say the physical chemistry is that branch of chemistry that deals with the laws and principles. These laws or principles governing the combination of atoms and molecules in chemical reaction. Or you can say, when the atoms or molecules combine in any chemical reaction or any change occur to form some useful products, these changes are governed by some laws and principles. The branch of chemistry that deals these laws and principles governing the combination of atom is called the physical chemistry. The second branch of chemistry is organic chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the carbon compounds, with the exception of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, metal carbonates, bicarbonates, and the carbides. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the carbon compounds with the exception of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, metal carbonates, bicarbonates, and the carbides. These are the compounds which are not included in organic chemistry. Or it is the chemistry of hydrocarbons and their derivatives. Because these are regarded as inorganic compounds, these compounds which are given in these examples, these are inorganic in nature. So these are not included in organic chemistry. All other carbon compounds are grouped together in separate branch of chemistry, which is called organic chemistry. Actually, it is the chemistry of hydrocarbons and its derivatives. Now, students, the question comes in your mind, what are hydrocarbons? Compounds containing only two elements, compounds of carbon and hydrogen. Compounds which containing only two elements, carbon and hydrogen, are known as hydrocarbons. Most of the consumer products are are organic in nature. Now students, we will move the third branch, which is inorganic chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the chemistry of elements and their compounds. What elements and their compounds? The elements and their compounds obtained from non-living sources. Their origin is non-living sources, that is from minerals. The compounds from non-living sources or minerals are called inorganic compounds, and the chemistry which is related to these inorganic compounds is called inorganic chemistry. Now, the next one is analytical chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of the methods and techniques involved to determine the kind, quality, and the quantity of various components in a given substance. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of the methods and techniques involved to determine the kind, quality, and quantity of various components in a given substance. Analytical chemistry, it gives the techniques. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of method and techniques. It means what are the ways, what are the methods involved when you determine the kinds of a substance, what are the techniques to check their quality, and how to determine the quantity of given substances, how you analyze these things. This branch of chemistry deals with these analysis. We can analyze the substance, we can determine the quantity, we can check the quality. These all things are related to this branch of chemistry. It also involves separation, identification, quantification of matter. It involves to use modern methods. It also involves to use in scientific instruments. The definition of analytical chemistry is examining materials by separating them into their compounds and identifying each one and how much these is each one. This is the analytical chemistry, which based on analysis of different components, different compounds which are related to chemistry. Now come to the next branch of chemistry, which is biochemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the compounds of living organisms, that is, plants and animals, and their metabolism in the living body. What is it? It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the compounds of living organisms, that is, plants and animals, and their metabolism in the living body. It is the biochemistry. Biochemistry or biological chemistry is the study of chemical processes within and relating to living organisms. The processes which occur inside the human body and outside their body. By using chemical knowledge and techniques, biochemists can understand and solve biological problems. It focuses what is happening inside our cells, studying components like proteins, carbohydrates, lipids, and organelles. It is the chemistry concerned with these all things. Now come to the next one, which is industrial chemistry. The next branch of chemistry is industrial chemistry. It's very, very much important. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of different chemical processes involved in the chemical industries for the manufacture of synthetic products like glass, cement, paper, soda ash, fertilizers, medicines, etc. These are the products which are made in the industries, and this branch of chemistry deals with all these things, with the manufacturing of these things. It applies physical and chemical processes towards the transformation of raw material into products that are of benefits to humanity. And for example, by using basic chemicals, different products are obtained. In simple words, you can say it is the industry that synthetic replacement of natural products like glass, cement, paper, and so many things which are produced in the factories. Another branch of chemistry is the nuclear chemistry. Nuclear chemistry is that branch of chemistry that deals with the study of changes occurring in the nuclei of atoms accompanied by the emission of invisible radiations. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of changes occurring in the nuclei of atoms accompanied by the emission of invisible radiations. Field of chemistry deals with the radioactivity. You can say it is the field of chemistry that deals with the radioactivity, nuclear processes and transformation in nuclei of the atom. Nuclear chemistry has many applications in agriculture, in the field of medicines, in the industry and in research. In agriculture, radioactive materials are used to improve our food crops, preserving of food, and control insects' food. Nuclear reactors are working in many countries, including Pakistan, which generate electricity, and the energy which is released by them is used in many purposes. In medical science, nuclear medicines, which are based on radioactive materials, are used, or the process of radioactivity. These are used in treatment of various forms of cancers, other diseases which is related to skin and some other diseases. This is the very much applicable form of chemistry. Now come to the next branch of chemistry, which is environmental chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of the interaction of chemical materials and their effect on the environment of animals and the plants. This branch of chemistry deals with the study of the interaction of chemical materials and their effect on the environment of animals and plants. Personal hygiene, pollution, and health hazards are important areas of environmental chemistry. Actually, it is the study of chemicals and biochemicals phenomena that occur in natural places. This branch of chemistry refers to the occurrence, movement, and transformation of chemicals in the environment. Synthetic chemicals which are manufactured by human and dispersed into environment, such as pesticides, which are very much harmful to the humanity and other population. The occurrence of chemicals refer to their presence and their quality in their quantity in ecosystem and environment also deals with this branch of chemistry. So what is the environmental chemistry? It is the branch of chemistry that deals with the study of the interaction of chemical materials and their effect on the environment of animals and the plants. Next branch of chemistry is the polymeric chemistry. It is the branch of chemistry that deals especially with the study of polymerization. It deals with the phenomena of polymerization and the products obtained through the process of polymerization, such as these products. What are these products? These products are plastics, synthetic fibers, papers, etc. This branch of chemistry related to the synthetic products, and normally these are the polymers, and the examples of these polymers are plastic, synthetic fibers, papers, etc. It focuses chemical synthesis, structure and properties of polymers. Students, what are polymers? You have studied, you have learned about the polymers in your previous classes. You have learned in previous class polymers is any substance containing very large molecules and form with small molecules, and they form when small molecules join together. Very small molecules join and they form the large molecules. These are called the polymers. These are two types, natural polymers and the synthetic polymers. The example of synthetic polymers is polyethylene. It is a synthetic polymers. What does it mean? Synthetic polymers is made up in factory. It is artificially made. Other synthetic polymers are nylon, terylene, perspex, plastics, hair gels, etc. These are the synthetic polymers. Now come to the natural polymers. What are the natural polymers? Starch, which is a natural polymer, and it is made up of glucose in plants. Plants also make cellulose for their outer structure. Uh, Cellulose is also another polymer, and it is also made from glucose, which is the smaller molecules. The chain of smaller molecules of glucose, cellulose is formed, and the starch is formed by the glucose, smaller molecules of glucose. Other polymers are our skin, our nails, our bones, and the hairs. Protein is also a polymer which is formed from amino acids. These are the different branches of the chemistry. What are these branches? What are the names of these branches? The names of these branches are, students, again I am repeating these branches. The name of these branches are environmental chemistry, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, analytical chemistry, polymeric chemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, and nuclear chemistry. Take a screenshot of the slides of different form of chemistry, different branches of chemistry. Here is a slide of physical chemistry, organic chemistry, and inorganic chemistry, and take a screenshot of this slide, students. This is these are other branches of chemistry: analytical chemistry, biochemistry, and industrial chemistry, and some other branches are here on the screen. Take a screenshot. These are the branches: nuclear chemistry, environmental chemistry, and polymeric chemistry. Now, students, we will move to the next topic. What are the importance of these branches of the chemistry? Every branch has its own importance in human life. Biochemistry is the backbone of medical sciences. Environmental chemistry tells us about environmental composition and how one can protect its environment from environmental hazards. Industrial chemistry helps us in manufacturing useful products and their uses. Analytical chemistry is important to understand composition of compounds, their quality, and analysis of biological samples such as water, such as ink, milk, blood, and use of research techniques. Nuclear chemistry is very important branch of chemistry that provide us radioisotopes for treatment of many diseases and give atomic energy for the benefits of mankind. These are the different branches of chemistry and their importance. Now come to our next topic, which is chemistry and society. What are the reasons? What are the significant reasons why you study chemistry? There are three significant reasons to study the chemistry. What are they? These are important applications in the society. Number two, development of life-saving drugs. And number third, these are the main reasons to study the chemistry. And number third is modern technology. What are these? Important applications in the society, development of life-saving drugs, and modern technology. These are the three significant reasons to study the chemistry. Now, students, why we relate chemistry with the society? Chemistry is an intellectual enterprise, a way of explaining our material world. It can explain our material world. Chemistry enables us to design all sorts of materials, drug to fight diseases, pesticides to protect our crops, fibers to provide variety of clothes, and other things. Chemistry figures prominently in other fields. It relates with other fields of science, such as in biology, in the advancement of medicines. Chemistry has an important practical application in the society. The development of life-saving drugs in one is one, and a complete list would touch upon the most areas of modern chemistry. We can use many products, many chemicals, many elements which are very much important in our daily life. We use in our daily life, and these are very useful. First one is chlorine. What is the importance of chlorine in our daily life? It is used in making polyvinyl chloride (PVC). Uh, you can heard you have heard the name PVC pipes as plastic pipes. It is used in making polyvinyl chloride (PVC) as plastic pipes. These are used in our bathroom fittings. Its compound are used as bleaching agent. The compound of chlorine is used as bleaching agents. It is used as pesticides and refrigerants, flame retardant and drugs. Its compounds are used as bleaching agent. It is used as pesticides, refrigerants, flame retardant and drugs. It is used in treating water to kill pathogenic disease causing. What does it mean? Pathogenic disease causing organism. Pathogenic organism means disease causing organisms. In this way, disease like cholera, typhoid, fever, dysentery are dangerous diseases are eliminated from most part of the world. What is the role of chlorine in our daily life? It is used as in making polyvinyl plastic pipes. Its compound are used in bleaching agent, as pesticides, as refrigerants, flame retardant, and in drugs. It is used in treating water to kill pathogenic organisms. In this way, diseases like cholera, typhoid, fever, dysentery are dangerous diseases are eliminated from most part of the world. Now, fluorine, another element which is very much important, very much useful in our daily life. It is used as a pesticides, flame retardant. It is also used anesthesia and fire extinguisher fluid. It is used as a pesticide. In pesticide it is used as flame retardant and also used as anesthesia in the patients operations will be done. And fire extinguisher fluids. It is also used as PTFE, polytetrafluoroethane, commonly known as Teflon, which is used for making non-sting utensils. You use non-stick utensils in your kitchen. These are made from the PTFE, polytetrafluoroethane, and commonly known as Teflon. Its compound like SnF2, tin fluoride, Na2FPO4, sodium fluorophosphate, and NaF, sodium fluoride, in our toothpaste to protect and control tooth decay. In your toothpaste, fluoride is used. This fluoride protect your teeth from tooth decay. In our toothpaste, it is used in making of non-stick utensils, pans. It is used as anesthesia and fire extinguisher. It is also used. Now, students, as I shared, chemistry play a vital role in our society. Many products, chemicals, and elements are used in our daily life. We are familiar with many chemicals which have become a part of our daily life. Now, students, it's time to share the home task, and it is the home task live. Question number 1 is that list out 3 significant reasons to study chemistry. Question number 1 is that list out 3 significant reasons to study chemistry. Question number 2, define chemistry and explain different branches of chemistry. The home task is list out 3 significant reasons to study chemistry, and question number 2 is define chemistry and explain different branches of chemistry. Now, students, it's time to ask questions. But before this, I want to know how much you have learned by this lesson and how many objectives we have achieved. I want to ask some questions. Define chemistry. What is chemistry? What is your understanding about the chemistry? And how can you differentiate between organic chemistry and inorganic chemistry? And what are the benefits of chemistry? What are the aspects? What is the role of chemistry in our society? Students, you can ask your question. Uh, if you want to ask any question, you can use your chat box. On chat box, you can write your questions. I will give the answer, and you will write the answers of my questions through chat box. Now, students, it's time to say goodbye. Now, ask the question. I will give the answer. Yes, you, that answer then is homework. You will do your homework in your copy. Yes. Uh, I will repeat the slide of branches of chemistry. I will show the slides again. You will take screenshots of the slides, branches of chemistry, and the mind map of branches of chemistry. These are the branches of chemistry. Uh, Draw a mind map on branches of chemistry. It is the mind map about the different branches of chemistry. These are the branches which are given in your book: environmental chemistry, physical chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, polymeric chemistry, analytical chemistry, biochemistry, industrial chemistry, nuclear chemistry, and environmental chemistry. These are the branches which are given in your book, and you will define these branches one by one in your copy. The question is that explain different branches of chemistry, and the name of these branches are given in the slide. Take a screenshot of this slide, and after that, after this slide, here the branches of chemistry, you will write different branches of chemistry and give their description in your copy. As I said, there is no need to bifurcate short and descriptive answer question in your copy. You will just write the number of questions, write down the question, and you will give the answer. You will not separate short and descriptive question and answers. There are three significant reasons to study the chemistry. Students, these are three significant reasons to study the chemistry: important applications in the society, development of life-saving drugs, and modern technology. What is the role of chemistry in society? Chemistry is play a vital role in our daily life. There are many useful products which you will use, which you use in your daily life, like chlorine, like fluorine, and many other things. And these play important role. Chlorine is used in PVC. Its compound are used in bleaching agent, flame retardant, and drugs. It is used in treating water to kill pathogenic organism. And many diseases like cholera, typhoid are cured. Fluorine in our daily life, it is used as a pesticide, flame retardant. It is also used as anesthesia and fire extinguisher fluid. It's also used as PTFE, polytetrafluoroethane, commonly known as Teflon, which is used for making non-stick utensils. And its compound, tin fluoride, sodium fluorophosphate, and sodium fluoride in our toothpaste to protect and control tooth decay. You will use fluoride toothpaste. If you can use fluoride toothpaste, your teeth will be protected from tooth decay. This is the role of chemistry and society. Students, if you want to ask any question, You can use your chat box. Again, I am repeating home task slide. List out 3 significant reasons to study chemistry, define chemistry, and explain the different branches of chemistry. These are the home tasks of today's lesson. And students, I hope you have understand, you have learnt more about the today's lesson. Students, it's time to say goodbye. Take care of you, and it's time to say Allah Hafiz. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.